Today I'm flying Sydney to Bali. This is what Garuda Indonesia's business class product is like for the 6-hour flight. We're on a 10 AM departure, which sees us arriving at Sydney Airport a little after 7 AM. And post check-in and security, it was time to do a bit of lounge hopping. First up, Plaza Premium. Quite crammed and compact, very tiny actually, but a nice enough food offering passing through at breakfast. Next up, the SkyTeam Lounge, which is where you will actually be directed for lounge access when travelling with Garuda, if eligible. This goes down a level and is certainly more spacious than the Plaza Premium Lounge. I liked the blue everywhere and the lounge looked comfortable enough, but we didn't stay too long. There was a great view, however, out the window of this Qantas A380. Finally, we make our way to the house, which feels a bit more decadent and had a decent spread on offer for breakfast, plus there were some great views for plane spotting. Making our way on board via the priority line, today we're flying on an A330 with our seats being 11 Delta and Golf, the last row of business class. The crew are friendly and welcome us on board to where we will be spending the next 6 hours. The seat is nothing groundbreaking and definitely showing some wear and tear, but is one of the only flatbed seats crossing from the east coast of Australia to Bali, the alternate being Qantas when they do operate their A330s. There are 24 business class seats on board this aircraft, all with a 21.2-inch width, personal USB and power outlets, and a large 15-inch touchscreen entertainment system. The seat is controlled with this little panel under the armrest, and there was a little amount of storage within these cupboards. There was a hot towel service and a glass of champagne served prior to takeoff, and this is a look at the menu for our flight. There was an amenity kit designed by Porsche, which is a tad bit posh, and slippers, which I always appreciate. Now, there is a divider that can be raised between these two middle seats, but for some reason on these short Australia to Bali flights, Garuda locked them down. I didn't know why, because if you didn't know the person next to you, this would be rather awkward, but before long we were pushing back and flying. Up in the air, I get comfortable watching the new Beetlejuice. The entertainment selection aboard Garuda was okay, certainly enough for a 6-hour flight, but any longer I'm sure you would run out of options. The pillow and blanket provided are of nice quality, but no mattress for business class, which isn't a big deal. This is a daytime flight after all. I'll speak more about this on my overnight return. Pre-lunch there was a drink service. I opted just for a peppermint tea, which was served with some nuts. With 5 hours and 53 minutes to go, lunch was served. The roast chicken salad to start was very nice, a 7 out of 10. I then had the barramundi with black bean sauce, which was divine, a 10 out of 10. Loved it. All of the crew were so exceptionally friendly, but I need to mention Debbie, who was the team lead in the business cabin. She was so fantastic and really took care of us and all of the other passengers. She made it a great flight. In the galley immediately behind our seats, there was a little snack table laid out, which was convenient if you were feeling peckish or wanted to serve yourself a drink. The lavatories for business class are nothing special. I did a lap of the plane, which is always a thrill. If you have the chance, always walk a lap. And then 3 hours or so until we touched down into Bali, I settled in and watched some more films. At about an hour and a half until landing, there was a light meal service. I went for the satay beef skewers, which were very, very nice, a 9 out of 10, followed by a final hot towel. And then we were landing into Bali. This was a fantastic flight with Garuda Indonesia, and despite a dating hard product, the crew really made this a great experience.